Hello, and welcome to today's lesson of self-identity. Today, we will be creating a fun little art project that will help you understand what self-identity is. Can anyone tell me how many people there are in the world? Well, you guessed it correct. There are 7.5 billion people in the world. That's a lot of people, and each and every one is different in their own special way. Can you imagine that? So what is identity? There are many ways to describe what self-identity is. It can be anything that sets you apart from other people. It is what you see in yourself and how you understand who you are. It is what you like and dislike, or what you want to be when you grow up. Everyone is different, and they can like different things, but that's what makes each and every one of you special. So to help us understand who you are, let's begin by creating a bubble diagram. Grab any sheet of paper. It can be scratch paper or even notebook paper, and anything to write with. You can create one using only words, like a list, or you can create one using images to help you figure out what your identity is. Now that we have a piece of paper and something to write or draw with, I want you to ask yourself this question: who am I? I'll give you a couple seconds to think about it. It might be a little harder than you think, so let me help you. Self-identity is your personality. Are you calm or do you get mad easily? Are you happy or sad? Do you have a lot of energy or do you like being lazy? These are all part of your personality. Everyone has a unique personality that makes you you. Remember, no one is the same. Everyone is different in a good way. It can also be your environment. Did you grow up in a big community or small community? Is your family big or small? Culture is definitely a big part of your identity. Every family is different and unique. You can ask yourself these questions. What do you believe in? What language do you speak at home? Where were you born and raised? What types of food do you eat at home? Your interests can tell someone a lot about who you are as a person. It can be what matters to you, like things you find important, or just simply what you like and dislike. It can also be any hobbies or activities that you enjoy doing. Everyone has dreams that they want to reach in the future. Maybe you want to be an astronaut when you grow up, or a painter, who knows? Whether it is to make a lot of money when you grow up or buy a house for your parents, those are still a part of your identity. But wait, there's more. There is so much to you that probably has not been mentioned yet, like what is your favorite food, or what type of shows you like to watch. You can put anything you want in your little bubble diagram, as long as it shows who you are. Now, we are going to create our very own self-identity project. Let me show you the different ways we can showcase self-identity through visual art. These are just a few other student examples. You can see that each project is not the same. All of these show the different ways students see themselves. For example, the student in the middle loves pizza and they want to be happy, while the student on the right seems to really enjoy the arts. Now, drum roll please. Let me introduce you to the Self-Identity Project. Woo! We will be creating a drawing of an eye, but on the inside of the eye, there will be smaller drawings that show your identity. The goal of this is to help yourself understand you better. Let's get started. Let me tell you the materials that you will need. You will need a pencil and an eraser, a blank sheet of paper, a black pen or something to trace with, and last but not least, any type of coloring tool. This can be markers, crayons, or even colored pencils. Let me remind you that you do not need to go out to buy any of these materials. Before we officially begin, I would like to say that color is very important. Colors can represent many different things like your emotions, or they may have their own significance. For example, when I think of green, I think of a forest. I would like to encourage you to use and explore different colors when we begin to create our very own EYEdentity art. Can now officially begin. Let your creativity run wild and try to channel your own individuality. Remember, the most important thing is to have fun. So now that we have all of our materials, let's begin to make some art. To start off, make sure your paper is horizontal so that we can make use of most of the space. we're going to sketch an eye in the middle of your paper using a pencil. It's okay if you make a mistake, that's what your eraser is there for. So the pencil part can be drawn very lightly because the next step is to trace over the eye using any black pen that you have. And it's okay if you turn your paper vertically to help you with the tracing, especially with the circle. And I know I turned my paper because it's easier for me to trace over. Now that we're done tracing, we're just going to grab our eraser and erase all the light pencil marks that we see so that we have a clean template for us to work with. For this next part, we're going to take our pencil again and begin to draw inside the eye. This is where the word bubbles that we made earlier come in handy. They will help you decide what you want to draw in the eye. You can add anything from the word bubble inside. They can be your interests, dreams, or anything that you believe that is important to you. So for me, I drew a lot of things that I believe are a big part of my life. There's a paint bucket because I love art, and a house because I want to be an architect in the future. I also drew ice cream, which I really enjoy, a smiley face because I just love smiling, and a heart to stand for my love for my friends and my family. It is up to you as the artist to decide what you want to represent yourself with. Remember, no one knows you better than yourself. As the artist, it is entirely up to you how you want to space your little drawings. As you can see, I'm choosing to go around the iris of the eye and then make my way towards the middle. You can also choose to size them however you like. These are the decisions you can make when you begin to create. I'm also adding smaller drawings in the spaces that are a bit more empty. So now that we have it all drawn out, it is time for us to trace like how we did earlier with the outline of the eye. Now what I like about tracing is that you do not have to follow your pencil lines. Now back to the eraser. Let's erase all of our pencil marks. Now here comes the fun part, coloring. You can use whatever you want to color with, like crayons or color pencils, or just whatever you can find or have with you at home. I'm going to use markers because that is what is available to me, and also I really like creating art with markers. Begin to fill in your mini drawings with color. Remember, there is no correct answers as to what colors you have to use. This is all up to you and your imagination and how you want this to turn out. You can even use your favorite colors. Be as wild and creative as you want to be. Have fun with this part. So you might be wondering, why trace before we color? When you outline, it brings the pencil work together and creates a boundary for your colors, kind of like a stencil, but more flexible. Also, in case you do not like your pencil to be smeared when you color, tracing beforehand helps you prevent that. Of course, you can choose not to outline, and that is completely up to you as the artist. Now that we're almost done coloring, you can see that I colored in the flower purple, and the reason is because it is a violet, which is also my birth flower. You can also see that I use a lot of pink because pink is actually my favorite color. I chose to color my ice cream cone pink as well because I love strawberry ice cream. So now that you have colored the inside part of the eye, we're going to start thinking about what to do on the outside. For this part, you can draw a scene that you really like. I really love watching clouds in the sky, so I'm going to draw a cloudy sky in the outer part of the eye. Maybe you like gardens or rainy days. You can put that in as well. Now, like we did before, let's trace our clouds and color them in. And that's the Self-Identity Project. I hope you enjoyed creating art with me, and I hope the Self-Identity Project helps you learn more about yourself. The most important part of this is to have fun. There is no right or wrong answer when it comes to yourself and art. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.